Drumming on your furniture is all well and good, but at some point you'll want to upgrade. And a cajon is pretty much as basic as it gets. Really just a box with a very thin playing surface, often with some sort of wires or snares inside. Once I get it down into the basement, I'll be using 1/2-inch plywood for mine. First, I'll break it down into some more manageable pieces. The overall dimensions will be about 12 inches wide, 12 inches deep, and 18 inches tall. 18 inches is a standard chair height, but you can adjust that if you prefer a higher or lower seat. Since the thin veneer layer on plywood is prone to ugly chipping and tearing, I'm making sure to cut with the good side up, so any tear out from the blade exiting the cut will end up on the inside of the completed box. The joinery is going to be rabbet-based, so the back will be the same 18-inch height, but slightly narrower to fit between the sides. The sides are rabbeted on the top, bottom, and rear edges, and the back is rabbeted on the top and bottom. Now I can clamp these together and cut the top and bottom panels to fit. There are still a few more things to do before gluing all this together. On the back, I need a sound hole. This one will be about 4 inches in diameter and roughly centered. Then I'll put a round over on the edges, inside and out. On the sides, I'll drill the 1-inch holes for the snare mechanisms. Now the box can be assembled with glue. I trust the glued rabbets enough to not add any additional braces inside, but you can add extra supports if you're worried about the whole thing collapsing when you sit on it. I'll put a round over on the edges and lightly sand the whole thing. With the box done for the moment, I can move on to the internal snares. I've seen that a pretty common thing to do is to have a rod running through the drum with snares attached, and that can be rotated so the snares can be on or off. I'm going to pretty much do that, but with 2 separate snares on each side, so they can be adjusted or turned off independently. Maybe that's a subtlety that will have no noticeable effect in the real world, but my mind is made up. First, I'll make the knobs for turning the snares. I found this piece of walnut, and I'll drill a hole halfway through to fit a dowel rod on one side, a shallow counterbore for the screw on the other side, and a pilot hole all the way through. Then I'll cut them out with the jigsaw and sand them into things that approximate circles. To hold them in place while routing a round over on the outer edge, I've temporarily superglued them to the work table. Now I can cut 2 lengths of dowel and attach the knobs with screws. At this point, I'll spray the box and knobs with some lacquer. While that dries, I'll cut the Tapa from 1/8-inch plywood. This is the front playing surface you actually drum on. It should be thin so it can flex and move air when struck, otherwise it'll just be a rigid slab. It gets cut to fit the front of the cajon, then I'll drill countersunk pilot holes around the perimeter. If the top corners are left without screws, so the tapa is slightly loose, they can provide an additional snappy or clicking tone when struck. Next, I can take one of these cheap snare strands and cut it in half. The snare adjustment rods fit into the holes in the sides. I'll mark where I want the snares to attach and drill pilot holes. Then in 1/4-inch plywood, I'll drill some 1-inch holes and then cut out a circle around them to make a pair of wooden washers. Now the snares can be assembled. The rods go in, washers slide on from the inside, and I'll gob on some glue to secure them. Then the snares are screwed on and they're ready to go. Actually, not quite. At this point, I realized that when not in contact with anything in the off position, the snare wires turn into a chorus of chiming church bells at the slightest hint of a vibration. A bit of a problem. So I glued some felt to a bit of plywood and glued that inside. Now when they're turned off, they hit the damper and stay silent. With that taken care of, it's time to seal up this cajon. I also got some rubber feet to stick on the bottom. I'll make sure the corners and edges are rounded off. You can hear the click of the loose corners I mentioned before. Some oil to finish off the tapa, and it's ready to play. Here it is with both snares turned off. Now with one just lightly touching the tapa to get a hint of snare sound. And with both snares at full power. The bass tone is really strong but not boomy or muddy. It sounds great in the room. The snares seem to work well enough. I mean, I'm not a percussionist, and I've never actually played a cajon before, but I'm happy with how it turned out. It was very easy to make, and there's a good range of tones you can get out of it. I'll wrap up this video with a short demo of the cajon playing with a band.